guys, so today I am doing a drugstore only tutorial. I picked up a bunch of the stuff that you guys recommended. I was asking you guys on Twitter what you kind of were liking lately or what you wanted to see me using, and I picked a bunch of your recommendations. Just to let you guys know, this video is also sponsored by NYX, so thank you NYX for that. I'm going to be showing you guys another look with the Earth Palette, which I was able to be the face of, which is super cool. So if you guys see the palettes out in the stores, you might see my picture attached to it. Just saying. Not that big of a deal, but it's kind of a big deal. So anyways, this is my kind of fall vampy look using all drugstore products. Let's jump into it. Wow, I'm really one with my background today. We got this oatmeal color theme going on. Welcome, new subscribers that I will surely gain from this alone. Okay, so I asked you guys to recommend some drugstore products that you like or that you wanted to see, and it definitely by far one of the biggest things that you guys were recommending was the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. I got it in shade 128. Is it going to work for me? Is it going to fit me? Let's find out. I really don't like that it doesn't come with a pump. That's shitty balls. Anyways, a lot of you guys asked me to do drugstore tutorials or why I don't use more drugstore products. And sometimes I sit there and I'm like, why don't I do more of that? Why don't I buy more drugstore products? I'm gonna go do that. And then every time I do, I'm fucking blown away by how much drugstore products actually cost now. Like this was $18.99 before tax. The concealer that I got was like $18.99 before tax. Like it doesn't even end up being that cheap. Hold on, let me make sure that's right. Never mind. This was $14.99. That's not so bad. I got an eyebrow palette and that was freaking $18.99. It just seems crazy to me. There ends up not being that much of a jump before you get into more like mid-tier to luxury brands. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. And I think the other thing for me is I don't really love the experience of shopping in a drugstore. I think that the lighting is usually quite a bit off, and I don't know, I don't like that a lot of them don't have samples and all that kind of stuff, because for me, I mean, especially when it comes to buying foundation and stuff like that, I need to be able to see what I'm getting and try it on my hand and try it on my neck and see what we're kind of working with. But I also think that America, for sure, you guys have like Ulta, and Ulta's absolutely stunning inside. Like it's beautiful, they have a good point system, and you guys carry a lot of different brands. So I think that like the overall like drugstore shopping experience is quite a bit more enjoyable in the States. This is just not a good color for me. So we're gonna take that right down the neck. I feel like this actually would be a really like good color for me if I was tanned. But as we can see, I'm really not right now. But that's okay. I'll just cover all visible parts of my body. So I got two different kinds of concealer. This one was kind of calling to me. Revlon Youth FX Fill Plus Blur Concealer. I like the sounds of that, and I like that it has this little dabbly top. And then I got this Maybelline Dream Brightening Creamy Concealer. I think that I thought that this was a... I thought this was an illuminating stick. It's not. Oh, just a little click pen. Oh my god, this always gives me such anxiety. I'm like, I got the defective one. Oh yeah, this looks like it's gonna be illuminating. Oh shit. $5.99 down the drain. I'm just gonna blend that out with my little brush here. Definitely like the base products and stuff like that have come a long way since I first was buying drugstore products. I find that they tend to look a lot more natural and a lot less cakey. Like the other ones were literally just straight fucking, like you would put a whole bag of powder on your face. It was not good. It was not good. I'm just using this to lighten up my face a little bit now because that foundation is just a little bit too dark. I actually really like this concealer. I'm gonna put this in my makeup bag. Oh yeah, here's an update for you. If you don't follow me on Instagram or you didn't happen to watch my Instagram story, I'm just gonna put this all over my eyes as my eye primer. I am now on medication for my acne. Yeah, bit the bullet. I decided not to go on Accutane. Well, partially I decided, but also I went to the doctor and he was like, yeah, fuck no. But he put me on a different kind of medication, which we're gonna try for about 3 months. And it's called minocycline or something like that. And he also gave me a topical, which I've just been using only the topical on my acne spots at night and then my skincare everywhere else. It's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating dealing with acne. I'm sure that a lot of you guys can relate. And it's especially frustrating like being online and doing videos and stuff like that and trying to put out content and doing sponsored content and feeling like shitty and embarrassed. And it's just this weird, really lame mix of feeling really crappy about something that's natural. So yeah, I'm going to be trying that out. So I'll keep you guys updated if you're interested to hear more about my acne journey, never ending. Okay, I'm going to do my brows. So I got this stuff from Essence, Make Me Brow. It looks like Gimme Brow. I got it in shade 02 Brownie Brows, which is exactly the color of my eyebrows. This was fulfilling my drugstore price expectations at $3.99. I don't do my brows on camera very often, but I like to go through with a tinted brow gel first because it kind of just gives me a good idea of where I actually need to fill in, like where I'm actually missing that kind of intensity in my brows. That worked fine. Okay, this feels so odd to cheat on Anastasia right now. I'm pretty upset about it. This is my $18.99 Maybelline Brow Drama Pro Palette. So I'm gonna take the powder there, and this I got in the color Deep Brown. The one thing that I really actually struggled to find while I was there was any kind of like cream contour. And it was funny because normally if I can't find like a cream contour from a brand that I want to try, I'll just try like a deeper foundation stick or whatever, but there was no shade beyond Caucasian. So I couldn't even use like a darker foundation to contour with or use as a cream contour. But luckily, a bunch of you guys recommended the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So I'm going to be trying that out, and it looks actually nice. I'm excited. This brow powder is just fine. It's doing me justice. I'm gonna take some of the little powder and just put some underneath my eyebrow. Get full use out of my $20 brow palette. Wow. Worth every penny. I haven't been using very much powder face things lately. Wow. That's some tropical packaging. I feel like I'm on like a faraway destination. Oh, I was expecting that to smell fantastic, and it did. That came through. I was like, this should smell like a tropical oasis, and it does. So it's just like this little bronzer, and then underneath it, oh shit, we have this thing, which is like a weird little foam pad thing. How in God's name this is supposed to apply the bronzer, I truly have no idea. Not happening. Not in my house. Goddamn, I'm already excited. Okay. God, I love a buildable face product. There's just, you know, I have to quickly slide in some beef. You know what I mean? It's weighing on me. I hate the trend that pigmentation equates to quality. There was a time where products just weren't that pigmented, and so it was kind of like people were searching for something that was really, really nice and pigmented and super rich, and that's fair, but I feel like now the issue is almost never pigmentation. Like, pigmentation is something that, like, it's good, and it's good in certain products, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's like an excellent product right out the gate as long as it's pigmented, especially when it comes to eyeshadows and stuff like that. I think that like Subculture is a good example of that. And again, you guys know that I liked Subculture, but that said, like, I still felt like it was beautiful and it was pigmented and it was gorgeous and it swatched amazingly well, but that didn't necessarily mean that it was like the most approachable palette or that it was easy to use or that it was easy to blend out on the eyes. Like, just, I feel like everyone goes for the most pigmented things ever, but when it comes to face products especially, you don't necessarily want something that's super pigmented, you know what I mean? Like, you want something that's a little bit more, typically, at least in my opinion, I think it's nice to have things that are a little bit more buildable, so you're not going right in with this blush and then freaking out trying to blend it out because it's just so much pigmentation on your face, when really most of us, that's not the kind of look we're going for. This is absolutely beautiful. It's such a nice color. It's so nice and buildable, and it just blends out seamlessly. Like, this is absolutely stunning. I'm really, really super impressed with this. This was the only color there was available at the store that I went to. Didn't seem like they had a huge selection, and this is in light bronzer. I'm not sure what they kind of have available other than this, but this is obviously pretty light, and you wouldn't be able to wear it on a skin tone much darker than mine, especially if you're somebody that likes a little bit more of like an impactful bronzer or contour, whatever you're using it for, but that's stunning. I'm like putting in the makeup bag. I also picked up the Butter Blush, which I didn't see many of you guys recommending to me, but I just felt like a ton of people were recommending the bronzer, and then I saw the blush beside it, and I was like, that blush looks like it won't show up on my skin, which is exactly what I look for. I've explained this a few times on my channel, but when I'm looking for blush, and I'm very particular about my blush, you'll know if you've been watching me for a while, all my favorite blushes get discontinued. I love a blush that when I swatch it on my hand, it looks like nothing. That almost always looks the most stunning on my face. Like, I just feel like it adds just the perfect amount of color, and it's just enough, and it doesn't like look too overwhelming. So I'm really excited because this blush looks super light. Like, it almost looks like I could use it as like a face powder, but it almost looks like it has a little bit of kind of a sheen to it as well. So I have high hopes right now. So that definitely has like a little bit of a sheen to it. It has almost no pigmentation, which I actually like, but I think that most people will be looking for something that has maybe a little bit more of a touch of color to it, but I think that's really pretty as well. The one thing that I find with drugstore and fucking NARS, their glitter is so chunky. So the next thing that I picked up was this highlighter stick from Joe Fresh. I got it in the color Pure Glow. Oh, that has a sticker on it. Nobody's making a fake sample out of this, bitches. So I wanted to get like a balm kind of highlighter, which I found out I was having a really hard time. It seemed like they had liquid illuminators and they had powder illuminators, but they didn't really seem to have many like balm or stick ones, which is, I've just been kind of going towards that more, like not quite a liquid, not quite a powder, but just like a nice cream right down the middle. That's what I've been really liking lately. So I wanted to try one, and this was really the only one I could find, but I'm gonna try it out, and I'm just gonna apply it with my fingers. That's definitely more of a glow rather than like a sheen, which I actually prefer a little bit more of like a kind of like gloss effect, you know what I mean? But I think that people that prefer more like standard illuminators, like if you like a nice like powder highlight and stuff like that, you would probably like this more actually, because it has almost like a powdery feel to it when you kind of grab it on your fingers. And it definitely doesn't feel like sticky or tacky. So as well, if you were somebody that was working like a more high-paced job, or you needed to wear this makeup for like 8 hours or something like that, this might be a stick that's better suited to you than something that's super glossy, like say nude sticks. So this might be better suited if you're somebody that kind of wears your makeup for longer, or you just don't like that sticky feeling, but it still kind of gives you a more skin-like finish as opposed to, you know, those like powder highlights that just obviously look like powder. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna bring you on close, hold you tenderly. Just kidding, we're gonna do our eyeshadow. Quit fucking around. Wow, that concealer is really not creasing at all, considering I didn't like set it. Shit, Revlon. $18.99 concealer. Anyways, you guys said that you liked this filming style where we were close in with the two eyes, so here we are, back at it. We're gonna be doing another little tutorial with the NYX Earth Palette. I'm gonna grab a color number 8, and I'm just going to bring that right into my crease. I have no look planned, just so we're all aware. Have any of you guys picked up the NYX palettes yet? I'm curious to know your thoughts if you've tried them out. I'm just gonna mix in a little bit of number 8 with number 1 over here, this one, just to blend that out. Next, I'm gonna pick up a number 7 right there. And again, I'm just bringing that kind of on my outer corner and then back into that crease. It's such a nice little like raspberry shade. And I'm taking number 8, that first coral that we started out with, and I'm just kind of brushing it over top and using that to blend out number 7. By the way, a lot of you guys have been asking me about these brushes from this company called Volaire. They're really nice. And I like that they have like smaller size brushes. Like it's a lot of kind of like standard shapes, so to speak, but they're quite a bit smaller. So they have like a shader brush that's like super nice and small. They have like a really nice little small kind of like denser angle brush that's really nice for doing like smoky liner and stuff. And like a nice small crease brush. And they're nice and soft. They're synthetic, I believe. I think most of them are, if not all. I'm gonna take that same color number 7 underneath my eye. And I'm really gonna smoke that out. And again, just taking color number 8 on my Volair EO3 brush. And I'm just using that to really buff out underneath. I just finished reading a book, you guys. I know a lot of you have been asking me for my book recommendations after I recommended the last one, which if you didn't read it, it's called Tell the Wolves I'm Home. It's great. It's heartbreaking, but it's such a good book. The one that I read most recently was called Stranger in the Woods, and it's basically about this guy that it's a true story, he lived in the woods in Maine for 27 years by himself, and he only had like one interaction with another person throughout that entire time. And it's really interesting. It's about his life and how this came to be and how he ended up, living in the forest and eventually ended up getting caught and all this kind of stuff. Like it's super interesting. It wasn't necessarily like a page turner, I wouldn't say, but it was just kind of like an interesting perspective into a life, obviously, that's very different from our own. Okay, so I'm gonna grab color number 2 right there on my Volair EO9 brush. Wow, I'm really going ham with the Volair today. It's like a little baby pencil brush. I have a similar one from Hakuhodo, but this one's considerably cheaper. And I'm just taking that right in that outer corner, deepening our outer V and our crease a little. And then picking up a little bit more of color number 2 on my Smith 230 brush, I'm just gonna really buff that out. I'm liking this super blown out, kind of raspberry smoky eye. And then I'm just taking the remnants of what's on my brush and kind of just sweeping it quickly underneath my lower lash line. Not picking up anything else. I don't want this look to get too dark or anything. I just like that tone that we have going on. And then finally, I'm going to take a cleanish Smith 232 brush, and I'm going to just really buff over all my edges. I was not about to have someone call me on the fact that this wasn't actually a clean brush. Okay, a lot of you guys know I didn't move past my love for Clump Crusher. Everyone else was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, Clump Crusher. And it was sold out for so long, and everyone was like, fuck yeah, Clump Crusher. And then like eventually everyone was just like, oh yeah, there's other mascaras. And then they like moved on with their lives. I didn't. So yeah, I always use CoverGirl Clump Crusher in waterproof on my bottom lashes, but I picked up the non-waterproof one to do on my top lashes. Because I'm just that kind of bitch. I'm gonna curl my lashes first. I saw this post once where this girl was curling her eyelashes and then her dog barked because someone was at the door, and basically she pulled out all her freaking eyelashes. And I still am so scared of that happening to me. I haven't even been wearing mascara on my bottom lashes lately. I've just been liking, yeah, fuck it. Fuck mascara on my bottom lashes. All right, you guys, so that is the finished look. Just zooming you guys back out so we can do our lipstick together. I'm going to be using the NYX Earth lipstick in matte warm brown. They got their little magnetic packaging going on. It's a nice little touch. I'm just applying a little bit of that all over, and then I'm going to go in with a little lip brush, and I'm just going to apply that properly. I think applying lipstick is so relaxing. I'm just overlining my lips a little bit because I'm comfortable expressing myself in that way. God damn, that is a nice color. I like it with these eyes. So that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something cool today. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below, and I'll get back to you if you guys would like to see another drugstore tutorial. I'd definitely love to do another one. I was very pleasantly surprised by some of the stuff that you guys recommended to me, so thank you for that. Definitely leave a like, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you next time. Peace out.